In U.S. news, the FCC has passed a historic measure to more strictly regulate the internet. These new rules, based on the principles of net neutrality, act to provide equal opportunity for internet speeds and access to websites. The central question was whether network owners like Comcast and Time Warner Cable can discriminate what runs on their cables. The FCC answer last Thursday was no. The Democratic-led commission approved 3-2 to assert government authority over the internet. In science news, researchers in China have spotted a supermassive black hole, which they say is 12 billion times more massive than the Sun, and formed around 900 million years after the Big Bang. The black hole is larger than any of its age previously seen, the Journal of Nature reports. Releasing their findings in the Nature journal, researchers led by teams from China's Peking University and the University of Arizona said the black hole, named SDSSJ0100113.02, was 6 times larger than its biggest known contemporaries. That name is just ridiculous.
What name?
In other news, Facebook has updated its community standards to clarify the content that people are and aren't allowed to share. In an update Sunday, Facebook said it has rewritten much of the language of its community rules, offering more detail and clarity on what is and not allowed. The company said the revised community standards will offer more guidance for the users about what is acceptable to post on the social network. These standards are designed to create an environment where people feel motivated and empowered to treat each other with empathy and respect, Monica Bickert, Facebook's head of global policy management, and Chris Sonderby, Facebook's deputy general counsel, said in the Post. Facebook's updated policies follow efforts by social networks across the internet to respond to a rising tide of high-profile posts, tweets, and photos that have upset many users. Despite being a small sliver of the overall activity, these events have come to typify the dramatic struggles some users face. In world news, the U.S. Army says it will soon be sending armored Stryker vehicles on a 1,100-mile convoy through 6 European countries to show solidarity to allies in the wake of recent Russian actions in Ukraine and Crimea that have Eastern Europe on edge. The move was first reported on Thursday in the military newspaper Stars and Stripes. U.S. Army Europe posted the Stripes story on its website on Friday. The convoy is a highly visible demonstration of U.S. commitment to its NATO allies and demonstrating NATO's ability to move military forces freely across Allied borders in close cooperation. U.S. Army Europe spokesman Lieutenant Colonel Craig Childs said in a statement, according to Stripes' report. The troops and vehicles involved will be moving from training exercises conducted as part of an Operation Atlantic Resolve in Estonia, Lithuania, and Poland, the report said. They'll move through Latvia and the Czech Republic as they make their way to Vilsek, Germany, about 40 miles drive from Czech border. The troops involved are from the 3rd Squadron and the 2nd Cavalry Regiment, which are based at Rose Barracks in Vilsek, and they will be accompanied by the Army's 12th Combat Aviation Brigade, which will provide aerial reconnaissance, the Stripes report said. In U.S. news, California's drought is severe, but just how bad are things in the drought-stricken state? One water scientist has a startling prediction. California has only 1 year of water left due to shrinking groundwater supply. We're getting towards the bottom, and we do only have about a year's worth of water supply left, UC Irvine hydrologist professor and JPL water expert Jay Famiglietti said. He said groundwater and snowpack levels are at an all-time low, creating epic drought conditions. The situation is probably worse than we all think, and we need to really tighten our belts when it comes to water and really try to use a lot less, Famiglietti says. Famiglietti said NASA satellite imagery shows water supply in Sacramento and San Joaquin River Basin at 34 million acre-feet below normal in 2014. If this continues, there could be an impact on food production. He said a short-term solution is immediate water rationing. While the drought is serious, a UC Davis scientist is casting doubt on Famiglietti's dire prediction. It's not the right impression that one more year of this and we're toast, UC Davis Center for Watershed Sciences Director Jay Lund said. Lund studies the short and long-term impacts of drought on California's water supply. He said Famiglietti's forecast is the wrong one. There's quite a bit more left in groundwater, Lund said. A little bit less every year because we're pumping, trying to make up for the drought. Despite varying opinions, experts agree on one thing: it's time to start cutting back on water use.